This episode includes a guided meditation. If you are driving, please be mindful and do not listen to this meditation while you are doing so. Always make sure to listen when you are in a safe environment where you can be relaxed and comfortable. Thank you. Welcome to Ask, Learn, Heal, a podcast to support wellness through energy healing, crystal healing, self-care, and guided meditations. I'm your host, Mary Jo Feely. Welcome to Ask, Learn, Heal. I'm Mary Jo Feely. In this episode, I want to explore this amazing, intriguing, and transformative energy healing modality known as light language. Light language is a powerful way that healing frequencies and vibrations are presented either verbally. Sometimes they are in the shapes of geometric patterns. Sometimes they're actually signed using fingers or hands to create specific movements. And what I find about light language to be so amazing is that it simply is another way, perhaps quite unfamiliar to many of us, but another way to be able to receive the healing frequencies and that healing and nurturing and compassion and love that is at the core of any kind of healing that we do. I began channeling, for lack of a better word, light language a number of years ago, and to be honest, it was quite unusual. I wasn't sure what that was about, and I had been working in the energy healing field for a number of years, and so I was familiar with the fact that healing energy presents in various ways. We certainly have scripture, faith tradition writings that reference the way that speaking in a language that is not a studied language, such as an earth language, has presented itself at various times. And we see that in the scriptures and the religious texts. What I found interesting when light language started to emerge for me, and it has since then become part of the healing modalities that I bring to my energy healing and teaching and crystal healing practice. What it really does is allows us to move into a place where we don't do thinking with our brain and our ego-based mind, and we simply allow the healing to move into the subtle or energetic aspects of our body, and also allow these shifts to take place at a level that is below our conscious awareness. And there's real beauty in light language healing in that we do not overthink what is being said or how it's being said. In fact, it's typically not translated at all. When I work with those who come to see me for my energy and crystal healing sessions, and light language is very often part of a session, it's simply a way that the cells, the energy field, the subconscious, that subtle non-physical aspect of a person is able to receive the frequencies and the waves that come through for healing purposes. I like to describe light language in this way, and I think perhaps this will be helpful for you. Imagine that you and I are listening to a piece of music. It's the same piece of music, and one of us is really being affected very emotionally. Perhaps we're having some tears, perhaps we're having goosebumps, perhaps we're realizing that we're kind of feeling a weight is being lifted and we feel more relaxed. And perhaps the other one of us isn't really having that same experience. It's okay music to listen to, but we're not being impacted in the way that the other is. To me, I like to think of that as what light language is like, because the frequencies of light language come in and they are specifically designed for a particular need that we may have. A little bit later in this episode, I will be offering a guided meditation which will be bringing light language into the meditation to support healing for yourself, and that we will be able to I'll guide you through that so that you can get a sense of how light language can be really effective. So, two people can hear the same piece of music and be affected differently. Two people can hear the same transmission of light language, and it also will affect each of those in a unique way because, again, those frequencies, those healing frequencies, are specific for us and how they are supporting the healing physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, those needs that are arising for us. In my experience with light language, it presents in different ways. Sometimes it can be like a very deep kind of tone. Sometimes I almost half smile because it's like is there a Tibetan monk in the corner doing a mantra, doing a prayer chant, because it's got this very low, steady tone. Other times it's quite whimsical. Sometimes it's very sing-songy. Sometimes it might even be more like little clicks and more staccato or short types of frequencies that come through. For me, perhaps when I'm working with somebody, the session itself is completely silent, yet my hands are drawing symbols and moving in various parts of the energy field, perhaps over the chakras, perhaps over a body part that's in the process of receiving extra healing. So light language can be signed, it can be sung, and it can be spoken. As I mentioned, it is a different form of language. It is not like a earth language where we can translate words into different meanings depending on the earth language that we're working with and that we're speaking. Light language is more of a sense. It is more of an impression. And sometimes I do get an impression of what is being shared and expressed for those for whom I'm working with. And also, there are times when it is just really, it's not a message that I am meant to have any kind of a sense about. It is simply moving into another person's energy field and into their healing invitation that they actually have created themselves with the support of spirit, their higher self, their inner healer, however it is that they interpret that to be. So when working with light language, it is a beautiful process because it does bypass our thinking mind and brain about how is this working and what's it doing. It's very, very gentle. It's a very loving type of energy that moves through. And it literally is, it's as if it's multidimensional, transcendental type of communication that literally pours and moves right through me effortlessly. So you will get a chance shortly when we shift into the meditation process that you'll be able to get a sense of what's being said. For my own experience working with light language over the years, there are various dialects, for lack of a better word, that move through me. Some of them are very gentle, and some of them are a little bit more directional. And I also have noticed that many of those who I work with when I'm channeling light language healing for them, while we don't understand at a conscious level what's being said, they repeatedly say, yes, I understand. Yes, this is very familiar to me. Yes, I understand that there's deep healing going on. So that's always so incredible about light language, that even though it's quite unfamiliar for the most part, it is something that is also very, very familiar when we are able to open our heart and allow it to bathe us in frequencies. In my experience, I've found that light language can be very helpful for issues related to physical healing, emotional and mental healing, as well as the seeking that one might have as they are stepping into making a stronger connection with spirit. I also have found in my experience that it doesn't matter what wisdom tradition or religion or faith tradition a person has, if any at all, it is as if the light language will lay itself upon a person and support them, very much like working with energy healing and crystal healing, working with meditation, working with prayer and mindfulness will overlay its benefits and overlay its effects onto and seep slowly into the part of the person that needs the healing. So when I was first introduced to light language, and I say introduced because in retrospect, I realized that I had been signing light language for quite some time before I started experiencing the light language vibrations coming through verbally. And so it could be that if you're in a prayer or meditation state, if you are resting and inviting in healing, that you may notice that you begin to, maybe your hands do particular movements and form particular mudras. And a mudra is when we hold our hands in particular positions that are bringing energy points together. They are very, very ancient signs that we can use with our hands, and intuitively you may find that you are already experiencing some of that. So as you move through the meditation that I'll be offering in just a couple minutes, I invite you to be mindful and notice, where are you experiencing the light language? Where is it settling in your physical body? Where is it settling around your body? Is it up at the top of your head? Is it behind you? Is it right in front of you? Is it maybe in your knees and your ankles and your feet? Simply allow yourself to notice what you notice. There's no right or wrong way to experience light language. And even though the same transmission is going to be heard by everyone listening to this, the effects are unique to you. The frequency is designed specifically to support the healing that you're doing. So as you prepare for this guided meditation, I would like you to bring to your awareness an issue that may be presenting to you in your life at a physical level. It could be that, let's say, you get headaches. It could be that you're dealing with a low backache. It could be that you are dealing with arthritis, or maybe you're having trouble with tolerating certain foods. I would ask you to bring your awareness to a physical issue that you simply would like to receive healing for. And during the transmission, simply open yourself up to that invitation to receive. I will also then invite you to bring your awareness into more of an issue that may be related to an emotional or mental issue, a stress related, a worry, a concern, an anxiety, a sense of grief or loss, something that is going to be less physical and more in that subtle emotional and mental aspect. And then I'll do that a third time, inviting healing into your spiritual nature, into those places where perhaps you feel a little disconnected, maybe from friends or a community, maybe disconnected from source, or it's harder for you to settle into a quiet time for prayer and meditation. Perhaps you are finding an overabundance of quiet, isolating prayer, meditation time to the point where you are feeling like you'd like to get that balanced so that you can be more functional throughout the day. So those are the sorts of things I'm going to invite you into in just a moment. I will remind you that if you're listening to this podcast while you're driving, I would please ask you to pause this audio and pick up the episode when you're able to listen in a very safe way. You can have your eyes opened or closed during light language transmission. Again, allow yourself to notice what you notice that is coming up through each of the transmissions. So very gently, I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart space and gently breathe in and out of your heart space. Each breath drawing your awareness to your beauty, to the gift of life, to the blessings that you are receiving. And breathe into that heart space, calling forth your highest spirit guides and helpers, your guardians, your angels, your protectors, all of those who are in spirit form, who love and hold you tenderly, inviting them all into this space as well. And very gently allow yourself to bring your awareness to an issue that you would like healing at a physical level. And simply bring your awareness to it. And breathing into that situation that's been bothering you. And allow the healing transmissions that are coming forth to move into your physical body, into your cells, into your ligaments, into all the parts of your body that are seeking healing. Miti achacha tonelacha pasha hatanishida. Shopo shatiti tishidina shatanoko lo titi. Shupasha naha shatai tono chatakaisha pochanta shi titaya kalata to shata. Miti taya nata shatona shata kata to shitipi shitikaisha. Monana shakana, tochatatayana, chititi naya kachoko latana shi tikesha poshata. Mahashakana no holana nashanata tonanitida, hoshi tana nakatota. Mini hayanatana, pocho kochana napata. Mishitayana, moshininaga, chichitayana tako. Breathing that healing and blessing into that part of your intention for physical healing and into your entire physical body. Allowing those healing frequencies to wrap themselves around that part of you that is in need of healing. And now, very gently bring your awareness to an aspect of your life, either emotionally or mentally, that is causing you distress and discomfort, that is interfering with your well-being, that is causing you to feel out of sorts and out of balance. And simply invite the light language, healing frequencies, this beautiful, multi-dimensional gift that your entire energy field and being understands fully. Allow the light language to move into that healing intention that you are holding at this time. Moashanaya no liti ashatai shambochaya tatayado. Hai shanana shanana holayana chutuchushiapayana. Shanana shana ayata yopona shini ayata yono. Shamanane lini ni ayana o chodoni anada. Shanayana konlana na shiniti pu tinini kaya na konona. Shanono hai shanini shinini kaya na kotona da pa shanakaya. Monana lanene tinini ayana konchai. Yanadana lini ni ayana to. Yananaka tundo ho chantini ayata yando ko na inapata. Yanana shini na nanana shini uduna. Lanana shayana ho chanapayana hi na shanakata. Ma shanana naya talanana ho shini ayanaka. Mochanana shanana hini ni ayanaka nanaka shinto ho chandayana to tonto ho chandayana kantonto to mana. Welcome that blessing into that healing intention that you are holding for yourself, allowing it to wrap itself into every part of you, soothing and enveloping you in love. And now, bring your awareness to an aspect of your spiritual connection with Source through prayer and meditation, through friendships, through companionship. Invite in a healing intention that will strengthen and deepen your connection with your inner healer, with that part of you that is loving and trusting within that spark of divine light that is at the very, very center and depth of your heart chakra, calling forth a strengthening of that connection so that compassion and wisdom, clarity and insight may move through you with ease and grace. Shata na hashino ho mana hashata na toho shata kashato no ho shata tachato kocha pai shata shinini hayata kotono ho latana chu to toto ho shitini shopo shoton chayanata toto ho chata chanaba machata hachato honchini kaka toto chini litehi Hishito kuchantayata hotana lata kototopo hujata halata ho chitiki titiata ko po chitiki gidisaya kotoko chataya toko machatana kolata nakakachoto huhu huchitinikita kotoko tinikita kotoko chinakapaka chitiki tikitaya to mota lata kiti chitikotu ponchana kato chata hata hoto chantaya no ko po chitinikita achata Hatata hachatoko pana macha tata toko chitini kitanya toko monana shataka niniki monana hashitiki kitaya noko mohochana na honuna manaka shotanakata pochanakata chitikenaya toko pogo pochini kita tatako cho pana kana kuchini hiti monana nakachana kocha taka panana chitini kananakata. Breathe that guidance into your being, into your energy field, knowing that as it moves through your higher chakras and your higher levels and aspects of your energy field, it slowly becomes consciously accessible, and until then continues at a subconscious and energetic level to inform you and form you, strengthening your spirit, your connection with heaven and earth, and allowing that strength within you to resonate and live even more brilliantly and brightly from within your heart chakra. And now very slowly take 2 or 3 very gentle breaths as you use your breaths to guide you back into present moment, feeling the edges of your body, wiggling your fingers and toes, and feeling your physical body, your physicality as you reconnect fully with third dimension. So this guided meditation that you just experienced is an example of how light language frequencies and sounds can vary. They can be very subtle and gentle. You may notice that each of those 3 different transmissions of light language had a little bit different quality. It's not uncommon for me in my experience to feel as if what's being communicated is coming from more of a collective consciousness rather than an individual entity or being of light or guide or guardian. And that's my experience. What I have also noticed is that sometimes the light language comes through more musically. Sometimes it comes through almost like it's more directive, like it's giving instruction. Sometimes it's much more subtle and feels more like a beautiful kind of snuggle with a very soft, cushiony kind of energy. So it's what is needed at any given time. The beauty of light language is you can re-listen to this meditation over and over and over again, calling forth perhaps a different physical situation, perhaps a different issue related to the emotional and mental health and healing that we call forth. Perhaps there is a focus that you want to be more aware of related to your connection with spirit and how that manifests. Every time you listen to this transmission, you will get the energy frequencies that are appropriate and necessary for you in this healing process. So this beautiful healing modality of light language, it's very ancient. It's typically not really well known, so it can seem quite unusual at first, and it takes perhaps some getting used to, and that's okay. It took me a while to get used to it and to feel comfortable with it, simply because it's so different than what we're used to. So I would hope that through this episode you have been able to perhaps be intrigued yourself, maybe curious about what light language could do for you. Perhaps you may already be channeling and giving voice to or signing or drawing or writing your own light language healing frequencies. One of the things that sometimes comes up, not very often, but every once in a while, it'll come up for me where I will actually be writing down light language as it's being expressed. And more actually, I find that as the light language is coming through and I'm getting an impression, a gist of what's being said, that I begin to actually start writing in English what is coming through light language transmission. So I hope that you found the guided meditation to be an experience that was nurturing, that you can use this, as I said, over and over and over again to continue to bring personal healing needs into the forefront by setting the intention and then allowing those healing frequencies of the universe to be able to do that for you. Before I go, I do want to make sure you know how to reach out to me if you have questions, or perhaps you're interested in experiencing a light language healing session for yourself. Those are definitely can be done in person or remotely, and I have more information on my website, which you can find the links below this podcast. That is www.fourthdimensionhealing.com. That's the number 4TH. fourthdimensionhealing.com. You can reach out to me through my website, and you can send me a chat through my website. You can send me an email. I also have a variety of different YouTube videos that you may find helpful as you start moving into becoming more aware of how you're being invited into do healing work. And I also have an online school, the Center for Crystalline Healing Studies, where I offer online blended courses in energy healing and crystal healing, as well as free mini courses. So you can also take a look at those links below and see what are you inviting yourself to? How about if I said it that way? There's a higher part of us that is inviting us always to do deeper work and step out with faith that we are healing body, mind, and spirit. So again, I hope that you have found this powerful healing modality of light language to be one that has brought you comfort, compassion, peace, and love. For now, I simply wish you many blessings. Be well.